Tony Hawk, world-class skateboarder, entrepreneur, actor, and kid-loving philanthropist. How does a man go from living on $5 a day Taco Bell allowance to becoming one of the wealthiest athletes of all time? We'll tell you just how Tony Hawk grew his net worth to $140 million on today's episode of How They Got Rich.
My name is Dan Henry, and when I was 16 years old, I decided that I wanted to be rich. So I studied as many wealthy entrepreneurs as I could and used what I learned to create my own successful business. The purpose of this channel is to share my research with the world and show you how they got rich.
The name Tony Hawk is synonymous with skateboarding. He's quite possibly the most famous skateboarder of all time, and one of the wealthiest athletes in the world. Tony Hawk turned his connection to skateboarding into multi-million-dollar business opportunities, creating a personal net worth of $140 million. May 12, 1968, Anthony Frank Hawk was born in San Diego, California, as the fourth child of Nancy and Frank Hawk. Tony was known for his excessive energy and exceptional drive to be perfect. It was that perfectionism that caused his parents serious concern and caused them to take steps to have their son psychologically evaluated. What was causing Tony to bounce off the walls in class while struggling to be satisfied with his performance? It turns out that young Tony Hawk was rather gifted, with an IQ of 144. The child had been bored for far too long, and nobody knew what to do about it other than put him in advanced classes. Until one day, when he was 9 years old, his big brother gave him a beat-up blue fiberglass skateboard. Nothing magical happened. He just got on and rode to the end of his driveway, with no idea how to make his new toy turn. Suddenly, little Hawk had a new outlet for all of his energy. For the next 2 years, Tony would wear the wheels out on his skateboard. The Oasis skate park basically became his home away from home. At 11 years old, he was entering competitions. By the time he was 12, he was entering and winning amateur competitions throughout California and getting noticed by his first sponsor, Dogtown Skateboards. Back in the day, a typical 14-year-old boy was playing Pac-Man and Q*bert, or begging for their own Atari. Tony Hawk was busy going pro. Yes, at 14 years of age, Tony Hawk was a professional skateboarder, signed with the Pal Peralta Pro Team and starring in the popular Bones Brigade videos. By the time he reached 16, Tony was largely considered the world's greatest competitive skateboarder. When he was a senior in high school, Hawk had made enough money from sponsorship royalties that he bought a house. 17. He bought his family a home at 17 years old. While most American teens were hoping their parents would pay for their car, he paid for his family's home. After traveling the world in the late 80s, 1991 came on with a heavy shadow. The skateboarding world basically disappeared, and with it, Tony's income. He lived on $5 and Taco Bell and was almost bankrupt, but not to worry. Tony was smart, remember? He put that high IQ to work, refinanced his house, and co-founded Birdhouse Projects skateboard company. And during all this time of dark uncertainty, Tony remained certain of one thing: his love for skateboarding. That certainty drove him to continue spending time on his board. He continued competing and developing new moves, including the gymnast plant, Saran wrap, ollie to Indy, and the frontside 540 rodeo flip. Tony Hawk was a force. At 25, his awards and achievements were unmatched. He had participated in 103 pro contests, 19 of which he placed second, and for 73 of those, he took home the win. He wore the crown for top vert skater for 12 years running. Fortunately, 1995 was waiting for Tony, and with it came what we now know as the X Games. Skateboarding was back. The competition reintroduced him to the world and made him an internationally known name in the realm of skateboarding. As skateboarding rose up from the ashes, so did Birdhouse. Hawk's company went from limping to soaring as it became one of the world's best skate companies. Meanwhile, Tony was signing multiple endorsement deals. No more $5 taco days. In '98, he had yet another venture or two up his sleeve. Hawk Clothing was introduced. It was a line of skateboarding clothes for kids. Young Hawk fans everywhere were clad in their heroes' clothes. But that wasn't the only way kids would be exposed to Hawk, because he also signed a deal with Activision to create a skateboarding video game. Tony Hawk was back, taking the skateboarding world by storm and ruling the competition scene. 1999 was no exception. This was the year that Anthony Frank Hawk would once again make history by performing an unmatched feat still talked about today. In the '99 X Games, he completed the first ever 900, 2.5 turns in midair. Hawk landed that trick and decided to end his professional career on a high, saying, "This is the best day of my life." 1999 wasn't quite finished with Tony Hawk. The introduction of the video game Tony Hawk's Pro Skater hit stores, eventually bringing in over $1 billion and becoming one of the most popular video game series ever. The idea to start his own show tour came to fruition in 2002. With a name like Boom Boom Huck Jam, it had to be great. The tour began in Las Vegas and featured BMX, motocross, punk bands, and of course, skateboarding. The show toured the US and found its way to several Six Flags amusement parks. The same year marked Tony's official entrance into the world of philanthropy with the Tony Hawk Foundation. It was developed to bring skateboarding parks into low-income areas. The foundation would provide technical assistance and grants to skate parks in every single state. It would later change its name to the Skate Park Project to better reflect its mission. In 2007, Hawk would join with other world-famous athletes such as Andre Agassi, Mia Hamm, Lance Armstrong, Muhammad Ali, and Cal Ripken Jr. to form Athletes for Hope. Their goal was to support local communities by using the actions of professional athletes to encourage people to volunteer. The list of accolades and achievements for Tony Hawk is practically endless. Nickelodeon's Kids' Choice Awards Favorite Male Athlete, Make-A-Wish's Favorite Male Athlete, Teen Choice Awards Choice Male Athlete, and a Clio Award for Lifetime Achievement serve as just a few examples. Tony has ruled the action sports market through his clothing line, skateboard company, video game series, books, and his sporting goods and toys line. He stands as the most touted action sports figure in the world, and some marketing surveys show that he is one of the most recognizable athletes of any sport in the US. Tony has continued to grow his empire by using his knack for social networking and marketing. He has millions of social media followers on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. His followers are drawn to him not only for his skateboarding prowess, but also his marketing savvy and natural sense of humor. And his presence on film and video doesn't hurt either. Tony has appeared in 47 films and TV shows, as well as 57 videos. In 2012, Tony's film production company, 900 Films, partnered with Google Inc. and began the Ride channel on YouTube, the most popular video site in the world. Tony Hawk has skated on the White House grounds, scored an invitation to the home of Gandhi, and been inducted to the Skateboarding Hall of Fame. He has done some absolutely amazing things in his 52 years on this planet. He began making smart decisions with his money as a teenager when he invested in his first home. Decision after decision, his skills improved not only his future, but also the lives of others. 6 million children benefit from the skate parks his foundation supports. The little boy who had crazy amounts of energy grew into a man whose energy would inspire generations. Anthony Frank Hawk is the second most influential skateboarder of all time. His net worth alone is greater than Larry Bird and Charles Barkley put together. He stands head and shoulders above nearly every legendary athlete with a net worth of $140 million. As Tony Hawk says, "Being different is awesome. All of those who are different are more interesting than those who are clamoring for acceptance because they follow the path."
Hey, Dan Henry here, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of How They Got Rich. I created this channel because these men and women inspired me to quit my job years ago as a pizza boy and pursue entrepreneurship, which eventually led me to become a multi-millionaire. If you'd like to know more about that, you can follow me on my main YouTube channel, youtube.com/Dan Henry. But before you go, I'd like to remind you why the people on this channel are successful, as well as myself. It's because they've mastered 3 main areas of their life: business, productivity, and mindset. And that's why I've made it my life's work to help others in those 3 key areas. So here are 3 ways I can help you right now. If you own a business and you're looking to grow it, you can head over to getclients.com and learn how we built a $20 million business, as well as learn how these strategies can apply to your business. You'll find a collection of free trainings, podcasts, and blog posts on that website to help you grow your business. As well, you can grab a free copy of my book, Digital Millionaire Secrets, which is a Wall Street Journal and USA Today bestseller. You can find that on getclients.com. Number 2, you can head over to plantomorrow.com and check out the Plan Tomorrow Daily Planner. This is a planner I personally designed to make myself more productive and get things done. Because the truth is, if you want to do big things, you have to get things done. And I know this planner will help change your life like it's changed mine. For a limited time, it also comes with a free productivity class taught by me, so head over there right now and grab yourself a copy. And finally, number 3, if you're struggling with mindset, confidence, motivation, imposter syndrome, or you're just looking to develop a rock-solid mindset so you can achieve more in life, then I want you to head over to howtothink.com, where we have daily mindset mentoring on how to achieve anything in life by changing the way you think. So grab a copy of your Plan Tomorrow Daily Planner now. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next episode.